and love. Peace and love. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Instagram. For the Instagrammies, how y'all doing? We're not going to be long on here. I want you to go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. We're live on YouTube as well. So for those of you on Instagram, how y'all doing out there, Instagrammies? On the link in my bio, you can go to my YouTube channel. I'm going to end this live in about maybe less than 3 minutes on Instagram. And we're going to continue this conversation on YouTube. It's so important. I make it fun, engaging. It's about you. Okay. So it's more of a Q&A, and that's how we're going to kick this off. Okay. So if you really have questions, like I'm so serious when it comes to colon, gut, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, all of those surrounding organs, this scare with cyclospora. I mean, we really need to be up on game, y'all. All right. So for all of the Instagram people, the big gut health crisis is live on YouTube. Go to my link tree in my link in bio. You'll find the link, subscribe, and you're in. Okay. So I am going to actually drop a couple of links here. What's up in YouTube? What is up? We're not going to be long. Okay. Yep. Drop your gut health questions. How y'all doing out there? Drop your gut health questions. That's what we talking about tonight. All right, let me pin that. Okay. All right. Ending this on Instagram now. Make sure you go and get to my YouTube. Peace and love. All right. So in YouTube, how are we doing today? Peace and love. It is now 8:28. We originally was on Zoom room. We had a Zoom link for the people there. And sometimes, people don't be coming on time or they don't show up. And you know what? That doesn't stop me. That doesn't stop the show. What I do now is I pivot. I say, you know what? We're going to take it to the YouTube streets. And the topic tonight is the big gut health crisis. Yes, it is a crisis. Okay. So usually the style of flow is we talk, we go and we show the slides, and we go from there. Well, tonight we're going to do something different. Let's shake this up, right? Because so many of you have actual questions about your health. And instead of going through slides and going through information, I actually want to target your specific gut health questions. Now, why did I call the video Gut Health Crisis tonight? We have a crisis on our hands, is why I called it that. I have been tracking colon health in the news, the stats, for some time now. I started my Flush Your Liver challenge almost 3 years ago. We've been doing it as a group 3 years. And really quickly, what that is a 7-day reset where you are paying attention to flushing your liver of toxins, gallstones, and any kind of waste that is trapped in your intestines. And that's what we're seeing a lot of when it comes to this crisis, when it comes to gut health, aka also colon health, right? And so tracking this in the news, tracking it amongst millennials specifically. Okay, I'm talking those born between 1981 to 1995. We are dealing with a crisis of colon cancer issues, polyps. We're getting colonoscopies younger. Before, even now, you weren't recommended to have a colonoscopy until you were maybe 50, right? It's like about 50. And now we're seeing a lot of people in their 30s having colonoscopies. People in their late 20s having colonoscopies, having these types of issues. So, absolutely, we have a crisis on our hand. I shared this a while ago on my Instagram where the son of Brian McKnight, who transitioned from colon cancer, I believe it was last year, right? It was last year due to colon cancer. And he was 32, he was my age. And I said, wow, what's happening? But he's not the only story. It's so many, happening in clusters. And because it's not like in your face, you're not going to know this. So here I am giving you the drop on the news that you need to know. Okay. And again, this is not scare tactics. These are aware tactics. All right. So live Q&A. Get your gut health questions answered so that we can really bring this thing and help you to understand what you can do for your gut every single day. Okay. So it's not what I've been taking people through a process called the daily talks. Oh, I like that. I just thought of that. Daily talks. I'm going to write that down. I literally just came up with that on the fly. And what is the daily talks? The daily talks is how to keep your body in detox mode every single day without, oh, I missed a day or I missed a week. 5 years later, I hadn't detoxed in a while. Right. And so now with the healing communities that I have, with the programs that we have, you are putting your body in detox mode every day without strain, without feeling like, oh my God, this is hard. So that's what we call it. That's what I just called it. Just literally on the fly. Daily talks. How can you put your body in daily talks mode so that these challenges, such as the gut health crisis, does not visit you? Drop your questions right now. We're going to get a little bit into some iridology, right? How you can see polyps and tumors forming in your colon well before you're diagnosed with cancer. Matter of fact, I had a client, a few clients too, actually. One, I prepared her for a colonoscopy. She was going for her colonoscopy, and I said to her, I said, this is where they may find the polyps in your descending colon, which is on the left side, and in your sigmoid colon, which is the last part of your large intestine. That's the last part where waste leaves before it comes out the anus rectum area. And sure enough, when she went for her colonoscopy, that is exactly where they found the polyp. So she wasn't afraid. She knew exactly what to do in order to begin the process of shrinking on their own. So, can the eyes reveal what is called polyps? Can the eyes reveal what is called tumors or what is called cancer? Okay. Yes, it can, before it forms into that which it's called polyps, tumors, growths, etc. All right. And all of that really is a cluster of waste, mucus, pus, parasites. All of that is that's what that's a cluster of in one zone. It has like formed a little house, like it ward off its own house in one area. Okay. So that's what that is. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna see what I want to share with you first. Those of you who are in the chat, Chanel, I see you. Peace and love. Yes, we are. We have a crisis on our hands, and millennials. We are. This is the focus here, and it's not just millennials. I mean, it's really for those of you, whatever generation that you're in. It's best that we all tune in. I was pointing out that this is becoming a millennial problem when it comes to these colon issues. Okay, it really is. All right, let's get this up because sometimes we have computer issues, but we here, so we're not about to we're not about to feel like we can't do it. All right. Let's see. I had another. Oh goodness, I had another thing. It's all right. We're gonna start. We're just gonna start here for a second. Give me one moment. There was a picture that I actually, but I think when I stopped sharing my screen, I mean, when I shut my computer off, it kind of just like shut everything off. Bear with me, family. We're about to take it to iridology in just a second. And I believe you all could see my screen. So we're not gonna go too much into this. I want to just show you what it looks like around the colon area. So, for those of you who are just like brand new to my channel, welcome, welcome to the world of iridology. I love seeing your faces light up when you learn about this science. I shared it with someone in my spin class today, and she was like, never heard of that before. And even with the short description of what I gave to her, it still didn't do it justice of how deep this science is, y'all. I mean, you use this, and I mean, for the rest of your life, and you will have the most accurate points diagnosis of your health when it comes to the stages of your organ zones. Okay, so important. All right. So for those of you who can see me, right? Hi, how you doing? And for those of you who can see my screen, while we're doing this, drop your gut health questions in now. Whether it's a family member who's dealing with Crohn's, whether I have a video on that, by the way, where I broke that down to the T, right? Colitis, diverticulitis, IBS, polyps, right? Abdominal pains, blood in the stool, whatever it is, we need to get these questions answered. Constant bloating, no matter what you eat. Listen, I have miles and miles of library network in this amazing brain of mine. And when you poke it with questions, it'll all come pouring out. Okay. So when we're looking at the iris, all right, anytime where I'm looking at the colon area, which is around the pupil, I'm also looking at this ring around the iris. Now, a lot of ophthalmologists, they'll look at this ring too. Again, they're limited as to the scope that what they can see as far as diseases. So they'll tell you, okay, cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes. That's like as far as the range that they can see, as well as glaucoma, cataracts, or any other eye related diseases, right? But when we're looking at, oh, let me go back. When we're looking here, around the iris, and instead of just calling it cholesterol, okay, I call it hepatic ring. So the hepatic ring deals with the liver. So anytime you hear hepatic, you think liver. Now, automatically, when you hear cholesterol, you automatically get on alert. Why? Because in America, we are taught to fear cholesterol. That is something that we have to rush to put out. It's like a fire. We have to hurry up, get the fire department, get the water going, and rush to put it out. But in other countries like Australia, they're doing just the opposite. Well, why? So when you see this ring, rest assured, it's not just a liver issue, it's also a gut issue too. So I call this auto intoxication, which means that your cells are bathing in its own waste. There is barely an outlet for waste to come out. You have five main eliminatory channels, pathways, highways in your body. That one is your gut, right? Two, your liver, right? Three, your lymphatic, your four, your kidneys, five, your lungs. Okay, so all of these have to be working optimal level in order to consistently release what is not needing in the body. When you see this ring, it means that these channels are blocked. Okay, not just one, all of them are beginning to suffocate. Now, instead of looking at it and saying, well, I have high cholesterol, let me go on a statin, I absolutely teach the opposite. Cholesterol, high cholesterol as is known is the biggest lie and scam that we have been taught in modern modern medicine today. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can see me, I can see the chat, so I can talk to you and you can know, all right, why is she saying that? When it comes to, and I have a video on this as well, when it comes to cholesterol, and you have cholesterol excess in your body, the time is not to, okay, let me go take a statin, which what that does is inhibit the enzyme from producing cholesterol. But wait, what do your hormones, your vitamin synthesis, what do those need in order for them to work? You need cholesterol. What does your brain need to function? It needs fat, cholesterol. So your body absolutely needs this substance. So when you start taking statins to lower it, you essentially lower your fats overall in the body. The body is so smart. You cannot give it a pill like an antibiotic or a statin or some type of medication, and it has a level where it says, I'm only going to lower it this much. No, it'll lower it so much, stop the entire production of cholesterol. Now you have none or little to none. Okay. So is cholesterol the problem, or where cholesterol is finding itself in the body? What pathways is it finding itself in that it did not belong in overload? Right? So when your liver, your colon, all of these are working at optimal level, your cholesterol excess can leave those pathways the way it should, out through the liver. But what happens is, if the liver is fatty, congested, if the gut, you have a lot of intestinal plaque, that pathway, there's a specific bridge I like to call, well, it is called between the liver and the colon, called the portal vein, which actually transport nutrients and waste back and forth so that you can get nutrients and you can excrete waste. Guess what? If that vein is clogged, that bridge is closed. So now you have no goods coming in or out. You follow me? Right? So now the excess cholesterol, guess what? It has no way out. So it's going to go back into the bloodstream and find little particles called LDL. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. LDL, which is called the bad cholesterol, and it's going to find its way in your arteries, your vessels. And this is what we're calling atherosclerosis or congestive heart failure. I'm going to tell you a story that is so profound. I had a client who was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. His mother had already had the challenge when he was younger. Mother had transitioned very young from heart challenges, heart disease. And he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure in his early 40s. And the first thing I said to him, I said, well, we need to do a liver flush. Now you're looking at me and he was thinking, okay, well, what does a liver flush have to do with the heart? The first thing you're going to think of is, I need herbs for my heart, right? I need some sorrel and hibiscus, as we know it. I need foxglove, and I need these herbs for my heart, right? So what does the liver flush have to do with it? Well, again, as I explained, that all of that's connected to how well your liver portal is open. So if it's not, it's closed, well, then all that fat is going to find its way stuck in the body, stuck near your heart. Now your heart has to work twice as hard. This is where we're seeing congestive heart failure. He did the liver flush. And he found tremendous results after that diagnosis. Went back for his follow-up. And of course, you know what they say, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. He was feeling better. He was able to walk longer periods of time without feeling winded or pain in his chest near his heart area. So when I say, okay, that flushing your liver, your colon, your pancreas, and your spleen, lymphatic, which my programs, my detox focuses on all of that. When you flush your liver, I can tell you your life will be abundant. Health, wealth, I'm telling you, because when your liver is blocked, your creativity is blocked, abundance portals are blocked, so many. So that's a whole nother lie for really going into the spiritual of it. All right, let's look at these comments. For those of you watching YouTube, this is a live Q&A. I want to hear from you. So I want you to post your questions, comments in the chat. Let's get this going so that you never know, someone who is watching, they can benefit from your question. They can benefit from your comment as well. Maybe you've overcame something with a natural remedy. Maybe someone in your family overcame something with a natural remedy. Do not be afraid to post it. All right. We're here. We're family. Let's do this. All right. Chanel, thank you so much for your comment. She says, yes, we are in a crisis. My aunt's friend just passed away from stage 4 lung cancer. She has been going to the doctors for months and they told her she has allergies. Sunday, her back was hurting. Wow. And she went to the ER and they sent her home. They called her back and she died 4 hours later. Wow. Wow. And that is, I'm sending prayers and love to your aunt's friend's family. That sounds just like the testing wasn't even done to the point where they could have intervened in a way where we could have extended, or her life could have been extended. And just to tell her that she has allergies is just heartbreaking. Wow. Sending love and light to her. Absolutely. Right. And so, I hope that family, that we understand and understand that we need to focus our minds on the fact that relying on one health system is dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous. We need all of it. I never tell someone to stray away from one system and go to the next. Oh yeah, just do naturopathic. Hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Right? But I don't look down on people who want to do allopathic as well. But hey, just don't look and do one system. Okay, know what iridology is, right? Know what naturopathic medicine is, know what herbalism is, and that this is all here for you to heal, family. All right? For you. Okay, we got about 8 minutes. We're gonna keep this nice, short, and sweet. Don't forget to post your questions. I'm gonna see what other I believe that's it for the iris photos for now. For those of you who are just tuning in, for those of you who have been here, we're talking about the big gut health crisis, okay, and how we can overcome this. So if you know someone or yourself who has been dealing with some gut health issues, you have even some symptoms, they come, they go, let's talk about it. Because let me tell you, this is the channel where you're going to get the real. And I have so much content where I talk about the Crohn's. I talk about colitis. I really dig deep. And when you dig deep, and I mean deep, see, I go down the rabbit hole when it comes to the origin of these diseases. And you find, you have to watch the Crohn's disease one, y'all. Go on my channel and really just scroll down. It's there. I'm actually going to repost it. But one of the things that I talked about was, I'll just give you a little snippet because we're talking about the big gut health crisis, right? And one of that is Crohn's. Crohn's are hitting children as young as 17 years old, y'all. Young as 16. I remember I was at a Juice Plus conference last year in Indiana. Okay, shout out to the Juice Plus crew, Juice Plus family. We're actually heading to another conference this year. And I'm sitting there, and that's when they released their SuperBiome, Probiotic, and Prebiotic. And we're all so pumped. I'm like, yes. I've been looking for a prebiotic, y'all, for years because I was taking Garden of Life. They sold out to, Nestle or something like that. So I'm like, I'm not dealing with them no more. So I didn't even have another probiotic that I really trusted. And when Juice Plus hit the market with theirs, I'm like, oh yeah, it's lit. You know what I mean? Like, so not only did it take 10 years for them to release the SuperBiome probiotic and prebiotic fiber, the scientists, they're up there, they're explaining the process, how this probiotic survives stomach acid of the average individual. And let me tell you, American people, us living here, our stomach acid is like so complex because of the foods we are eating. Our small intestines are so inflamed that most of the vitamins, most of the probiotics that you're getting, if that brand product, whatever, is not stating to you that it can survive past average stomach acid, don't, what's the point? Because you're getting it and you're thinking that it's working and it's really not. It's not even getting it to point B, right? So there was a woman, I forgot her name. She came on stage and she was part of the trial for giving her the SuperBiome probiotic and prebiotic for her son, her 17-year-old son. She started noticing a change in him. He was having abdominal pain. He was losing so much weight. Like, he's an athlete. So he was like, imagine watching your 17-year-old son. They're a wrestler, active, brolic, and they're withering away. She takes him to the doctor and finds out that he was diagnosed with Crohn's. So now she puts him on the probiotic from Juice Plus, and she showed the before and after photos of him being on the probiotic and prebiotic fiber. And we all just like pretty much cried in that audience. I mean, I wish they would have taken pictures and all of the reactions that we were getting. I felt for that mom. I felt for that young man. And I said, wow. I mean, he went from this athletic, muscular guy to very frail because he lost the weight from this disease. Dis-ease, I want to say dis-ease. Okay. And then he started getting the fiber, getting the probiotics, and he started gaining his strength back. And she was up there crying because she was so happy that her son was able to like do the things he loved. He was going on trips with his friends again. He was getting back into sports. It was amazing, right? So I say all that to say, when we're talking about this gut health crisis, we're talking about Crohn's. Now, where does this come from? If you actually look up the history really quickly, it came from a guy named Bill Crohn and two other doctors that was on his team back in the 50s or 60s. 50s or 60s. I know in my early 60s, not even a full 70 years ago. All right. Where they actually named it Crohn's because what? They were studying the ileum. We talked about that yesterday. If you guys were on my YouTube, ileum is the last part of the small intestine. And what lives there? Come on now, let's do a little trivia. What lives in the small intestine? What is the main part of your body? What lives in that area that actually protects you? Let's see who remembers. If not, I'll just share it, right? Let's see who was listening yesterday. Let's see who was listening on many of my live streams. This is a little anatomy question, and this is it's so important. I teach it in such a simplistic way where you can absolutely learn this as good as your doctor. Chanel said, true, because my doctor didn't tell me anything. I thank God for you. Absolutely. And I'm so thankful for you too. Okay. Chanel said, I forgot. That's all good. Anybody else? Okay. I'll just say it. What lives in the ileum, which is the small intestine, is your immune lymphatic system. 70% of it lives there. So when you talk about your immune system, it's in that small intestine, the ileum, that last part. So what Bill Crohn, remember, Crohn's disease is named after him because he found that when people were coming in with these symptoms, that they had an inflamed ileum. Well, they had an inflamed ileum. Well, that means that their 70% of their lymphoid tissue were compromised. They were hijacked. And how does that happen? The foods we're eating, the dairy, right? The sugar, all of that inflames that. So instead of saying, well, they'll call it, it's also called ileitis, which is inflammation of the ileum, right? We call it Crohn's. And most people will never get to what I'm saying right now because you were stuck in a name. Words are worlds. I love when Blue Pill said that last night. Thoughts are things, words are worlds. And I am teaching you that the words that you use for these diseases keeps you in one world without expanding your mind beyond what is really happening on a systemic level. If you're calling it Crohn's, you're going to stay in your gut. You're going to take the antibiotics and whatever it is else that is set for you by your medical doctor. But if you go beyond the word and say, you know what, hold on, looking at the anatomy, this is what's happening here, right? What's happening is there is a link between the liver and the colon, that portal vein, or we call it the bridge. So I know that my liver is involved. Then I also know that my small intestine is inflamed, specifically my ileum. And that happens because 70% of my immune system is being attacked. And that's happening because of my diet. It may be full of sugar. It may be full of dairy. It may be full of waste. It may be full of fried foods. So you know what? I'm going to take that out of my diet, pull that back, and let's see what happens. And you know what? I'm confident I can reverse this thing. You see how we broke that down in less than 2 minutes? Instead of saying, oh, it's called Crohn's. Oh, it's called IBS. Oh, it's called colitis. Well, let's call it what it is. It is a small intestine inflammation. And until you get to that area, until you focus on your liver, until you focus on your gallbladder, until you focus on your pancreas, these gut issues will remain. Can I get an amen in the chat? Can I get an amen in the chat? Okay. So I don't play. I understand anatomy. I understand physiology. I can see the body so clear. I can see what you need. The moment you tell me, okay, I have this gut issue. Okay, this is what we need to do. My brain automatically gets to work and I already know what it is that you need to do and what to take away and what to add in. Okay. And this is why we do our resets every month and we use the SuperBiome Pro and Prebiotic. And that's what we're going to talk about, this gut health crisis. We're actually going to end in the next 10 minutes, y'all. So please, please, please post your questions. Thank you, Chanel, for your participation. I see the other person in there, but you know what? I love that you're here. It's all right. You want to post. If not, it's cool. It's up to you. I just want you to know that you absolutely can expand your mind beyond what's given to you. All right. So let's really just talk about the SuperBiome. Like, what is it, right? What is it that you're getting with this SuperBiome? Okay. For those of you who already have it, who's already in the Bloat Be Gone, type BBG in the chat. I want y'all to type BBG in the chat, okay? BBG in the chat. For those of you who are part of the Bloat Be Gone family, okay? So again, when we were at this conference, just to come back a little bit, and she's talking about how her son was able to come back to life with the SuperBiome. And we're all in the audience, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just have tears in my eyes. Seeing the before and after pictures of a person who's frail and the person who's getting their weight back up was amazing, right? And so the fact that the scientists studied the product and waited 10 plus years to actually put it out means that they care about the people. Not, I'm just going to slap a product together and put it out and sell it, and I'm going to hype it up with words on the website, and then it may not even work. But everyone who's taken this SuperBiome Pro and Prebiotic have nothing but amazing testimony to say. The gut health, the energy, the bloating. I cannot tell you all of the things that I've heard. And what you'll be getting essentially is something that most of us is missing from our diet, right? And I want this is another trivia. What is one thing that the most of Americans, us here in America, is missing from our diet? It starts with an F. I want to see it in the chat. Go ahead. First person put in the chat. Let's see it. What are we missing from our diet? What are we missing from our diet? It starts with an F. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can see y'all in the chat. What are we missing from our diet? I want to see it. It starts with an F. I'm watching the chat. What are we missing? Yes, BBG, hype it up. Yes, yes. What are we missing? Fiber. Thank you, Chanel. Thank you. Fiber. Yes, we are missing fiber, y'all. Most of our issues can be resolved with adding more fiber into our diets, right? So that's what this SuperBiome is. It's adding fiber into your diet. Yes, Chanel, thank you so much. Absolutely. Fiber. So this is the fiber. You're going to get the prebiotic fiber, and you're getting tons of that flooded into your gut. And as I stated, that they've already done the testing on this product that it survives stomach acid, which means your environment right now can be very complex. It can be inflamed, but guess what? That prebiotic fiber and that probiotic is going to survive in your stomach acid. So now you can actually benefit from the probiotic that you're taking. So you're going to get the prebiotic fiber and you're going to get the probiotic capsule. And what that does is every day it begins to reprogram how your gut functions. So no more having very little good bacteria to fight with in your gut, right? Remember we talked about that most of your military immune system is in your gut, is in your colon. You have to arm that by putting more good bacteria in your colon. So now this is what you're doing. You're flooding your body with that. And then on top of that, so that you don't fall off, because just because you start diversifying your gut with good bacteria, that doesn't mean the cravings are going to go away. And this is how I got your back. I got your back with our ParaBiome drops. And that's a Parasite Herbal drop. And it helps with sugar cravings, carb cravings, all of the meat. We have people in the group right now, family, right now saying, we're on day 6, right? So we do it the first of each month. It's a reset. It's called Bloat Be Gone. And what we do, it's a beginner-friendly 10-day challenge, right? So some of us are bloated, inflamed, tired, and backed up. And it's really time to let that go. So we have people that never done a cleanse before, and 10 days sounded right to them. 10 days, they said, I can do this. It's super beginner friendly. And we have people on day 6, which is today, saying, I'm not craving as much meat. I'm not craving sugar like I was, right? Shout out to Chanel. And we have family members in there. My uncle's in there. My cousin's in there. Chanel, shout out to you. Her sister's in there. And she said, you know, I'm not going to reach for a snack. I'm reaching for pumpkin seeds and dried plums. Y'all, these are people who've never done a cleanse before, who's used to the standard American diet, and they're making a change. There's one guy, oh gosh, where's my phone? I'm going to actually look in the chat because I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, right? Shout out to Ja Kim too. He's been like super, super on it. His meals are amazing and inspiring. Super amazing and inspiring. He says, after the first few urges, I have no cravings for sugar or meat byproducts, just eating what comes from the earth. This challenge showed me the way to eat and live. Hopefully, after this challenge, I can keep going. 4 more days, we almost there. Another one, shout out to Monique. She said, I love this reset, but I honestly appreciate the community even more. What have I been saying? What have I been saying, family? Community is the theme. Community is the theme, especially with all this AI. You need to lock arms with real people, like-minded people on the same journey as you. She said, I almost mindlessly ate a chip, but I put it down as soon as I picked it up. Look at that. Look at that. I'm just so like, oh my God. I love it. I love it. So we said, so far, so this is what, shout out to Barry. He says, so far, I'm liking how I feel in my gut. The only things I crave is real food, real whole food. I've had my fair share and I never like how I feel afterwards. I sometimes I just say, you know what, I'm so blessed and thankful that Creator gave me this job to do and serve humanity on this high level. And I will never, ever, ever stop. I will never stop doing this. I just knew from the moment that I helped that up. Let me go back. That I helped the woman in the health food store story yesterday. If you missed that, you got to watch the live from yesterday. I knew that this is my path. I just knew it. Right. So that's what you'll be getting. It's not too late to join this challenge. So the requirements are, you need the probiotic and prebiotic from Juice Plus, and then you're going to need my ParaBiome drops. And then you're officially in the Bloat Be Gone. We are on WhatsApp. We have almost 25 people in that community, and the chat goes crazy, y'all. We're sharing recipes, and I'm not talking about eating like rabbits. I'm talking about eating whole foods that are amazing. We have, shout out to Ja Kim, he's sharing Korean foods, and I'm going to be making some of them dishes as well. It's amazing. You get daily accountability, simple wellness support, a WhatsApp community, easy meal guidance, and we start September 1st. Now, if you want to start now, you don't want to wait till September 1st, you can absolutely do that. So what I'm going to do, I am going to drop the links in the chat for you to absolutely join us. And you can also fill out a form. It takes less than 2 minutes. And what that form does, you're going to enter your name, email, phone number, and we're going to get to know you a little bit as far as your habits, what your concerns are. Myself or my team will reach out to you once you fill out the form, and we'll get you on a 15-minute call to get you started on the Bloat Be Gone. Even if you start after we're done, we'll still cheer you on. Because I don't want you to wait until September 1st if you have absolute severe gut health issues right now. Okay. So for 10 days, we're focused on restoring the internal environment with the SuperBiome Pro and Prebiotic and ParaBiome drops first before layering in the entire whole food nutrition that we have for you. So it's so much. And my job here is to help you to collapse time and without the overthinking of how to take care of your health. Okay. We are at the 43-minute mark. I want to thank you all for being here. We are going to get out of here in just 2 minutes. I want to thank you, Chanel. Thank you for your participation. For those of you who are watching and have not posted or posted a question, no worries. I'm glad that you're here. I am so glad that you're here. I'm going to get that form ready so that you can fill out the form and get started on the Bloat Be Gone. If that makes sense to you, let's do it, right? No hesitation. See, when I know something makes sense to me and it's something that I absolutely need to make my life better, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. That's how it is. I'm going to look at these comments here. All right. Did I pin that? Oh no, I did already. Okay. Here. Yes. All right. Yes. I took this product and it helped me so much. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Chanel is part of our BBG crew, Bloat Be Gone. All right. Barry, I see you. I just came on the live. Can I do it? Yes. Absolutely. Barry is one of our people in the BBG crew. And he said, can I do another 10 days? Yes. So when we're done in 10 days, you can absolutely keep going. Okay. You have enough to keep going. So I encourage you to do that. I'm loving, loving, loving the vibe right now, y'all. All right. Loving it, loving it. So for those of you who are like, yeah, I need this. We posted the link for you to fill out the form so that you can get into the BBG. Now, if you're one of those that's like, I don't need to fill out the form. I know I want it. Give me that gut stuff, right? Give me that stuff. I need it. I need it all, right? Here's the link to that right now, family. Here it is. I'm loving that he's like, can I do another 10 days? Absolutely. Here you go. Here you go. All right. Absolutely. Let's do this. Yeah, I continuously take the SuperBiome, definitely. All right. The links are up, family. And once this video is posted, the links will be there anyway, too. I want to thank you all for being on this live, talking about this big gut health crisis. I had another webinar Tuesday night, and one of the people on the webinar, she stated that her son, 32 years of age, had a colonoscopy and had 5 polyps removed. And I said, wow. Like I said, colonoscopies were reserved for those over 50. And now we're seeing younger people in their 30s dealing with severe gut colon issues. And when she said 5 polyps, I said, wow, we have a major crisis on our hands. And whatever I can do to serve, I'm going to do it to help you to understand what you need to do to have supreme gut health, not just one time of your life, a daily tox, right? And shout out to you, Barry. Shout out to you, Chanel. That's what they're doing. They're putting their body in daily tox mode so that they're not waiting for disease to arrive. You are always living on the fence, right? You're in a way where it's like water to you. It's like it comes easy for you. That is what we're building in these private healing communities, in the BBG crew, in the Flush Your Liver Parasite Cleanse crew. So the question is, how long are you going to wait? How long are you going to wait for these issues to become more chronic until you say, yes, this is what I need to do? Thank you so much for joining us. And I will see you on the next live stream. Next topic will be posted. Don't forget, Wednesdays are Children's Day. For those of you who want to take advantage of our back to school children iridology, that link will be posted as well. I only see children clients on Wednesday. And if you want to email me any children's health topics, right, I definitely welcome that. My email, I'm going to post it here so that you email me and I will look at all of the emails that you all send, and we will go live on the children's health topic that you email. Okay. So last week we were talking about eczema. We're talking about parasites. Well, it was yesterday actually. So next week will be something else, but really focusing on children's health on Wednesdays. Tuesday, we have our webinar, What Your Eyes May Reveal That Your Lab Work Misses. And what that is an event where you get insight on how your labs only tell half the story. Okay. So I'm going to drop that link as well so that you can get your free ticket to that event. All right. Here is that on the chat. Thank you so much, family. I'll see you next time. Peace and love.